Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you listening?
Ricky J. Sports.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ricky J from Ricky J Sports, and can you believe it? We got the skates on, the MMA gloves are off, and we are in the playoffs. Playoffs? You're talking playoffs? Yeah, we're talking playoffs. And because the NHL is in the playoffs right now, I figure why not finish off our GM season and get right into it. And it's the Battle of Ontario, Toronto versus Ottawa, and as always, we are Toronto. And there was some dialogue in the last episode on how we should kind of simulate the playoffs, and what I'm going to do is just go with the slow simulation for now and see where this goes. Some people said to kind of have the games played out with the computer playing and then kind of just show the highlights. That's a great idea, but what I'm going to do is just do the slow motion, not the slow motion, but the slow simulation. And that's what we're going to do right now. And it's the first game of the playoffs. Ottawa, Toronto. And let's see if we can get a W and take a lead in the series. Because the number one thing in any series, you guys know this, is getting off to a good start. You don't want to be battling back like the Raptors. Did you guys watch the Raptors run? Unbelievable. Here in Toronto, we were all going crazy for Toronto. The Toronto Raptors, we were just loving it because usually they never make the playoffs or they're out in the first round. But they went all the way to the Final Four and almost made it. But they just bumped into LeBron James, man. That was tough. But anyway, back to the action right here. It's a second period. Things are tied. Not a lot going on here. For all you guys that don't know, in the first season of NHL GM Mode, we won the Stanley Cup. And it was crazy, man. In this team here, we have Connor McDavid. And he is just ripping it up. He's like a 90. I believe he's a 96 in the game. But I got to double check that. But after 2.5 periods right now, it's still tied, and we could be going into overtime. And we are out shooting them, but just we can't seem to get anything going here. Can we get a last-minute heroic goal right here, folks? No, and it's going into overtime. Should we play it? You know what? I'm going to play it. I know some of you are like, Ricky, just simulate it. But you know what? I want to play it. I feel like sudden death overtime is the way to go. If you see right there, we're playing it on the hardest setting. So let's see if I could get that magic goal and get a win. And what I'm going to try to do is finish off this playoff series, finish off this whole playoff run, and then see where things go after that. Maybe take a break for the summertime. But here we go.
We have begun sudden death overtime.
Oh, and as always, I need to get rid of the on-ice trainer. You don't need that, as I'm speaking in third person. Ricky doesn't need that. And let's take all that off, and here we go. No goals. Must be boring. Imagine you were at a game and there was no goals for the whole game. Uh-oh. Oh, that almost ended it. I haven't played hockey, NHL, for a long time, man. I'm too busy playing baseball and UFC. Uh-oh. Oh, and they score! 1-0 lead. I guess the old Rusta-Rooney was in there on my side. Man, if you don't play the game for a while, you lose it. And that's what happened right there. And I lost game 1. And that's okay. Right away, due to time constraints, let's move on to game 2. And hopefully we can get a split here. And that was in Ottawa. Let's do this. So we finally get a goal. Jordan Eberle lights the lamp for the first time in this series. And let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see how Ottawa's going to respond too. And it's tied. Right there, it's tied. And it looks like after one period, this series is in Ottawa's name, but this game is tied, and let's continue this. Let's see what we could do here. Oh, yeah. Nazem Kadri gets a goal. Let's see if we can get that insurance goal. Let's see if we can get the old insurance goal here. Oh, but Lazar. All the Canadian kids are lighting the lamp here. And in the last season, if it was tied or if we were down by 1 goal in the last 5 minutes, I would jump in. But what I'm going to do is if it's tied in the last 5 minutes, I will jump in. If we are losing or ahead, I will not jump in. How about that? So right now we are losing 3-2 with 9 minutes left. And it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good for good old Toronto. And we are down 2-0. And we may need to do some changes, man, as we're down 2-0 in the series. What we're going to do is actually switch out our goalies. And we did that last time. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember last time, but what would happen was we were down 2-0 in the series in the opening round too, just like this. And we switched Bernier for Reimer. And I know you're looking at Bernier and you're like, he's an 89. But Reimer stood on his head and basically stole the series for us. Really quick, I want to show you guys the lineup. So yeah, McDavid's a 94. We have a great first lineup. Second line is good. Third line's good. Fourth line's solid. So let's see. Let's get back on it. Let's see if good old Reimer could come up with some luck as we are going home trying to get 1 game. You don't want to go down 3-0. And let's get this going right now. And hopefully Reimer doesn't, it's like a leaking boat. Doesn't create a leak in that boat and give up a bunch of goals. So let's see what happens. I'm nervous. I'm watching, oh, we got a power play. I'm watching the score carefully here, looking to see if we can get something. And after 1, this is how the series been, eh? It's been a tight series all the way through. And we just need to get this goal, man. We need to get a goal. Get that first goal. Oh, they're on the power play. Still nothing. Now we're on the power play. It's going back and forth here. And it's an even game. 14 shots apiece. What is going to happen here? And we're going right into the third period. Here we go. We're on the power play to start the period. Can we do anything, boys? Can't do a thing. Now they're on the power. Oh, and they got a goal. With 10 minutes left, they strike. And can we get a response from Toronto? They're on the power play again. The mighty Leafs are struggling. What's with all the penalties? Oh, so frustrating. What's with all the penalties? And we are now down 3-0. Unbelievable. No fight in the Leafs. The champs, man. We are the champs, the current champs, and there's no fight. And let's just go to player morale quickly. And their morale is either trending down or staying the same. We are reeling, people. We are reeling. So here we go. It is the sudden death game. And look at us, man. We're 92 offense, 92 defense. We made a lot of crazy signings in the offseason. And is it really going to pay off here? Let's see if we can make that comeback. I feel like in hockey, it's such a grind to get back after being down 3-0. And it's still Ottawa just continuing to outclass us right here. 10 shots to 3, man. Oh, and it's 1-0. Unbelievable. Our season is on the line. Things are not looking good. You know, the front office is probably saying, why did we spend all that money when, you know, it's not really going anywhere? When we spent no money, we went all the way to the finals and won it. And now with all these extra signings, we are going to get ousted. We're going to go fishing, golfing already after the first round. It's 2-0. Things are not looking good, people. And 8 minutes left in the second. Oh, 3-0. And it looks like that we are going to sound the trumpets, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are getting kicked out of the Stanley Cup Playoffs in the first round. Unless some miracle can happen here. And I'm not jumping in. I'm not going to save our team. And it's 4-0. And the tissue box is out, people. The tissue box is out. This season is over. It's unbelievable. We did so well. And then we hit the playoffs right here, and we faced a very tough Ottawa team. And 5-0. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. It's crazy how Bernier was back in, man. I thought we subbed him out. So our season, just like that, is over. We didn't even win one game in the playoffs. And that's sad, man. That is sad times. If you go to stats right here, and you go to the playoff tree, we're done. We are done. Out of the playoffs in 4 straight games. And let's just see. Oh, I'm kind of sad that we lost, but you know, what are you going to do? But let's just simulate to the end. How long usually does the NHL playoffs go for? Let's simulate to now, really. Simulate all the way to June. And let's see if it's, well, here we go, amateur. I'm done with scouting. We're not gonna scout right now, brother. We want to know who won the Stanley Cup. We do not want to know. Now I know there's gonna be a draft and all that, but we want to know who won the Stanley Cup. Who do you guys think won it? Okay, we should know by now. Okay, here we go. Now, hopefully I didn't wipe out the playoff tree. Here we go. Oh, so it's not over yet. Look at that. It's Ottawa 3-1 against Minnesota. So let's continue to simulate. And it should give us a notice. Simulating. Shouldn't it give us a notice? Let's go back to stats here, people. Here we go. Who won? Oh my goodness. The Minnesota Wild made an epic comeback and stole the Stanley Cup off Ottawa. What a crazy, crazy finish that is, man. But if you look at Ottawa there, they were playing with fire, going 7 games in the semis, and then in the NHL Eastern Conference semifinal, they went to 6, yeah. But Minnesota on the other end, they went to 7 once previously before the Stanley Cup, but then they took it. Unbelievable. Good for Minnesota. If any of you are from Minnesota, that may be a good little omen, or a good little, I don't know what the term is. I think it's omen, but who knows? Maybe Minnesota will win in the near future. Anyhow, people, this will do it for NHL 16 for Season 2 for GM Mode. Let me know if you want to see more of the NHL series. As it stands now, if there's no interest for the NHL GM series, we will be taking a break. Yes, and then resuming when NHL 17 comes out. Let me know. Your support is what drives this channel. All right, people, this is Ricky J, baby, from Ricky J Sports. Tough loss, man, but you are still awesome.